everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's talk Harry and Meghan. So yesterday we know that was the Met Gala, and like they do every year, they have different stories, headlines out there about Meghan and Harry skipping the Met Gala. As far as I know, they've never been to the Met Gala, but they have to write a story about Harry and Meghan because it's all about that click and money making for them. We know that yesterday also the UK Royals celebrated V Day. I saw this headline on NBC that says, quote, Royal family celebrates amid Prince Harry drama, end quote. First, let me address the fact that NBC's frame Harry fighting for security of his wife and children and himself as drama. That is not a good look for a mainstream media, but I'm not surprised. The UK Royals are doing their best to penetrate the American market because they want to, wherever Harry and Meghan are, they want to make sure they feel as unsafe and as unwelcomed as possible. But it is quite telling in another way where you can see that the UK royals are not able to capture the public's imagination without entwining themselves in any way possible with the names of Harry and Meghan. Anyhow, they have to do that. They sit and they watch an interview that I'm sure caught them off guard because we can think and see that the BBC took the stance of ask for forgiveness instead of permission. This is the same BBC, by the way, that did Kate on the Bench video, and that did not comply with the request to see the original video. This BBC did this interview with Prince Harry, masterstroke on Prince Harry's part, where Prince Harry aired everything while saying he wants reconciliation. So he did what they do over there. He offered a hand and slapped them with the other one. But having the ear of the media, the UK royals got swiftly into action and demand that a correction be made. And the BBC bent the knee and complied, as they know they would, and as they know the UK royals were going to reach out. They already knew this because that's what they do over there. They know that the UK royals will do everything to correct every fact, but they won't do anything to stop all the vile, vicious, egregious smearing of Meghan, especially. So, on the off chance that anyone here today may have not had a chance to see a video of what happened, this is what happened where Prince Harry lost this case, as you can see here.
British appeals court has ruled against Prince Harry in his legal challenge of the security he's granted while back in the UK. After Prince Harry cut ties with the royal family, the government decided he would not be awarded the same level of taxpayer-funded security he previously had. The prince had argued this was unfair and made it more difficult for him to come back and visit family. But today a judge ruled against the royal.
It was plain that the Duke of Sussex felt badly treated by the system. But I concluded, having studied the detail of the extensive documentation, I could not say that the Duke's sense of grievance translated into a legal argument for the challenge to Ravek's decision.
In an emotional interview with the BBC, he said he was devastated at losing the legal challenge, saying he can't see a world in which he would bring his wife and children back to the United Kingdom. He added he would love a reconciliation with his father, King Charles, but said the king won't speak to him because of the security situation.
And we see that Sky News was swiftly on the scene speaking to people, as you can see here.
If he feels that strongly, he should just go knocking on their door.
Yeah.
And just literally beat the door down and have that relationship. Please talk to me, and not the media.
Prince Harry wants to reconcile with his family, but claims King Charles won't speak to him, adding that he doesn't know how long his father has left. He's also angry over losing his UK security and says it's impossible for him to bring his family back here because of concerns over safety. So, what do people here in Windsor think about what he said?
he's not really gone about it the right way, despite his frustrations, and it's probably anger towards everything that's happened from start to finish. I'm sure if the lovely Princess Diana was still around, it wouldn't have even happened, because she wouldn't have allowed it, basically, and she would have had it sorted.
To think that he is in the United States with his lovely wife and children and can't come see family because there's no safety and protection is just unacceptable. I just find it appalling.
Honestly, I thought it was a wrong time to do an interview. I don't understand why he did it. And I think it's sad that he should have that conversation to the media and not have it behind closed doors with the family and reach out that way. So I thought it was a bit sad.
I always find it kind of hilarious when people are talking to the media about somebody else not talking to the media, and the media themselves trying to act like if they don't love when they're given interview. But I digress. So, three of the four people were of the opinions that they were off. This lady, she was on the right side and said that he needed security. And for those people, including those in the clip that says he should see his father in private, in the interview, Prince Harry literally says his father is not speaking to him. How do they expect these things work? He has to make an appointment. He would have to go and get permission to see him. So, for all of them who have such strong opinions, they know nothing and wish to know nothing as to how all of this works. And for those speaking of Princess Diana, wouldn't have liked this and would have set him straight. Harry is a grown man. They need to stop infantilizing these grown people. That is why the UK royals over there, especially William and Kate, do not do better. And all they do is copy Harry and Meghan because the press and people continue to act as if they're children. They're grown people that should have adult responsibilities and do adult things instead of these little tiny projects that they do and flip pancake. But they're grown people, regardless of the infantilizing that they get. And Prince Harry is a grown man. And since everybody is taking license with what people think, I also think that if Princess Diana was alive, she would have loved to see that she has at least one grown up son, which is Prince Harry. And so the fact that they're trying to invoke Princess Diana, if she was alive, would set him straight. Princess Diana had no love for the institution over there. Over and over, we have seen on various clips how much he did not trust those people over there. The press is so busy following the instructions that they've been given that they look for everything that when Harry says something that is profound, that break the wall, they have to find something. They do that with Meghan constantly. But there are times that they leave Harry alone. But there are times when he says something that is so far reaching, so profound, that they have to find things in there to make sure those words don't get through. The interview had so many things, BBC interview. Within that interview, they talk about try to blast that Harry said it was a stitch up. Harry didn't say it was a stitch up. Harry said somebody said to him that it was a stitch up, as you can hear what he said here.
I can only come to the UK safely if I'm invited. And, there is a lot of control and ability in my father's hands. Ultimately, this whole thing could be resolved through him, not necessarily by intervening, but by stepping aside, allowing the experts to do what is necessary and to carry out an RMB. That said, this all was initiated under a previous government. And there is now a new government. I have had it described to me, once people knew about the facts, that this is an good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up, and that's what it feels like.
So he said that somebody said to him it was a stitch up. And absolutely it was a stitch up now that I know what a stitch up is. And this was reaffirmed by an expert, Richard H., that also said that this is a stitch up. And we know that the world requires experts to affirm things that ordinary folks can see a mile away. But in any case, Harry said what he said. He put it all out there. He was straightforward, yet soft and vulnerable at the same time, talking about reconciliation with vipers. That is still unbelievable. And then Megan did another masterstroke where she put up a black and white. Nothing said solemn like black and white without caption. She had captioned every other photo that she has put up. But this one, she left it open to interpretation. Let you see it without words. Let you see what is important. Let you see the king's bloodline. Let you also see a father with his two children, his son and his daughter, being a father like he was never taught by his own father. He's not like them over there. And that picture says it. And there's a lot of other things that that one picture is doing a lot of heavy lifting, that picture is. If they would just leave Harry and Meghan alone, they won't allow that. They can't. Because then you will see how useless the left behinds are. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you like my content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And talk to you soon. Bye.